Hello guys, and welcome to another Jurassic World Hammond Collection review. We're continuing our look into the brand new Hammond Collection wave. And this is a figure I feel a little bit better about. That's just because I like Mussasaurus though, so. Nothing wrong with Ornitholestes, I just opening that up, it was just, the quality control was horrid. And I'm really hopeful it's not like this on this one, because if it is, I might crash out again. You know, I pre-ordered it from Target, so of course the Target delivery guy managed to, okay, some of it's not his fault, but it is, he didn't put it fully under, like, the door, like, he left it where some of the box could get rained on. So this guy and my Sinoceratops were in the same box, and the Sinoceratops, he was on the side where, when it rained, was under the covering. Mussasaurus was not, so he's got a little bit of rain damage on his box. So there goes my resale value. Too bad I open everything. No resale there. If I do find up, there's tons of these guys at Target, and I have a feeling they're gonna get clearanced. So this might be a wave I pick up extras for, because I do kind of like this figure. I wish the Dryosaurus was easier to find, because I'd love to herd build those as well as this guy. But I might be able to herd build this guy, because I love the blue and I love my sauropods. This is a pro sauropod. Sauropods are my favorite class of dinosaur, even though my favorite dinosaur is not a sauropod. But my favorite family is the sauropods. And so getting another kind of sauropod in the line is amazing, especially a pro sauropod, which is not something I would have ever expected from the Hammond collection. So yeah, feeling better about this. Jurassic World, True FX. Still, I'd have no idea why they have... The True FX makes sense on the Sinoceratops, because it appears in the movie and that. And I can almost argue the True FX applies to the Dryosaurus, because this design is very heavily based on the Jurassic World Evolution design. Especially that one skin. In the review, I'll talk about it. Mussasaurus and Ornitholestes are not in either of those games. Have never appeared in any of the movies. Yes, it appears in the Lost World novel. Levine finds one of them in the Lost World novel. I like that they're kind of doing a novel wave. Would be really cool is if they did novel characters, like human figures of the characters in the novels that never made it to the movies, like Levine or that one guy, Regis. That would be niche. Or hell, even do the main characters but novel versions of that. Anyway, this is a cool figure and I'm rambling. As you can see, the box has got rain damage on it and not pleased. Got the side of the box, got the generic Jurassic World logo. Interesting they didn't put Lost World logos on either of these guys, seeing as they were in the Lost World novel. I think they just stuck the generic Jurassic World logo, because most people that are buying these do not know these. They're just like, oh, it's a dinosaur toy that's articulated, I'm gonna buy it. The fans will know. The Mussasaurus has increased posability, multiple joints of articulation, and dynamic accessories for Avexine creations. It says this on all of them. I wish they could have written different bios for everything, just to explain maybe their appearances in the book. Who cares? Back of the box has got nice renders, and the rest of the wave being the ever-elusive Dryosaurus, Ornitholestes, and Mussasaurus. Why are you so hard to find? I have one. It was a pain. I got it from Target. I checked every day for it to come back, and it did. But it's so weird that they'd split the wave up like that. Anyway, True FX for some reason. The side of the box there. Hammond collection, blah, 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 blah. You don't care. I don't care. We're going to open this and pray that there's no quality control issues, because I don't feel like going back to Target today. They have them. My Target finally got them in. They only had the Ornitholestes for a hot minute. Finally got Mussasaurus in. Which, if you didn't know, means mouse lizard. You can see the whole picture there. That's kind of cool. Here's our Mussasaurus out of the box. And honestly, kind of impressed. The quadrupedal form's a little rough looking. I'm probably not going to keep it in the quadrupedal look. We don't have a ton of quadrupeds in the Hammond collection, especially at the smaller scale, but we'll see. Do have a QC issue. I'm missing a chunk of paint there. I'm not gonna die over missing paint. Actually, it looks like it's excess, so kind of got rid of it. I'm sure if I was to sit and spend some time scratching it off. Anyway, I can do that on my own time. This is y'all's time to see. I mean, most of y'all have this figures, but I'm very late to this. Most of y'all have probably bought these, and we're like, where was Colby's review? Well, here it is. It's late. And Mussasaurus, not bad. Not to be confused with Mosasaurus. It's moose, like mouse lizard. Pretty cool guy. Don't like these teeth. Don't like these teeth at all. So we're gonna do that. You can still see the teeth. It's fine. Don't like those teeth. They're too sharp. I know prosauropods would have had sharper teeth, but this is, at the end of the day, mostly an herbivore, and this guy looks like he can, like, take a chunk out of me. I'd like him to look more silly and whimsical. That's how I like my herbivores to look. Silly, whimsical, and joyous. Not like they're gonna murder me. So, there he is. He looks happier now. Mussasaurus, the paint's really nice. The blue, love the choice of the blue. And you got this nice, like, bold red eye. I would have preferred glass, but it looks pretty striking on camera. Very piercing eye there. And then you got this nice it's this darker, like this gray as the base color, and then you got this darker blue, and then that continues down, and then it gets a lighter blue on top of it. So this guy's pretty nicely colored. And then you got the nice airbrushing there, and then the tan looks good. The legs, you got just a little bit of airbrushing there, so they're mostly tan. And then you've got the kind of like a jacket look. The underbelly's just pretty good. But then the tail is a little disappointing. It's painted pretty well. They just don't continue that underbrush all the way through. It's got, and then you lose one of the blues. So actually you gain a blue. Very interesting. I think this was intentional. I think they intentionally wanted the tail to look quite different. I'm not an expert on Mussasaurus. I'm sure there's a reason for it. We wouldn't even know. I'm sure it's just some lizard that has that kind of two-toning that they based it off of. And yeah, it's articulated, so it'll move down. Can move it out, so it can kind of look a little more goofy. Prosauropods would have held their heads high, though. So there's that. It'll rotate, swivel, all that fun stuff. It's a Hammond collection figure. You know the gist. The arms are pretty well articulated because you're supposed to be able to, like, bring them up and make it, like, you'll see when I change the arms over. Legs articulated. It is nasty outside. I'm gonna have to stop recording. It's too dark. The legs articulated. They'll rotate, the swivel, all that jazz. And then the tail is a Hammond collection figure, so it can do all that. Nicely textured, nice looking figure. I'm gonna go ahead and convert this. You got the arms that it came with. That's its accessories. You got hands it can change. So the quadrupedal look looks fine. It's just if I'm given a prosauropod, I'm going to give it an active pose. So goodbye. I like that much better already. Bye. Hello. I think I've got them on the... Yeah, these look like the right hands. But yeah, Mussasaurus, pretty cool. I like the hands more. Mattel has released previous Mussasaurus. I don't own either. I'm sorry. So I'm going to throw up the pictures and you can formulate your thoughts as a comparison. We're going to need to compare this guy to some other Hammond collection figures. So we're going to have to jump cut back to Tallahassee. So we're going to do that right now. So the Mussasaurus I've currently got in the bipedal configuration, but I'm going to be comparing it to most of the Hammond collection quadruped figures. So if anybody wants to complain about that, now's your opportunity. But as far as the most direct comparison, I do think this guy is the most similar to Gallimimus. Now the Gallimimus is a horribly outdated figure now, but they are similar in size and scale. The Mussasaurus in its bipedal, they look pretty similar. Obviously, the Gallimimus is quite a bit taller, but I'd love to get a reissue of the Gallimimus or a repaint, something maybe more akin to the actual Jurassic Park design instead of the Jurassic World design, and they just put a Jurassic Park logo on the box. But that's just my 2 cents. You can see they both have the painted eyes, and they look okay, but the glass eye I do much prefer. So I've got all of our quadrupeds here. We're going to go roughly in release order. first quadruped we ever got in the Hammond collection was the baby Stegosaurus, as far as these smaller figures go. This figure is super rare now, but like, I don't think anybody's like, oh, I don't have the baby Stegosaurus. It's not the most amazing Hammond collection figure ever. If someone is a super big fan of the baby Stegosaurus and is really offended at me saying it's a mid figure, I apologize, but it's a mid figure. I think everyone kind of realizes that. But yeah, there it is next to the baby Stegosaurus. And we've also got our two synapsids in the line, being the Dimetrodon from Jurassic World Dominion. Interesting figure. It's grown on me a bit in the past year or so of owning it. I didn't really care for it when it came out, but now I do kind of like this guy. He's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but for what he is, I think he's cool. And he's a little rarer, and it sucks because mine's got QC issue on it. Because, you know, God forbid Mattel make a Hammond collection figure that doesn't have atrocious quality control. I'm sure we're all familiar. But yeah, the Dimetrodon, pretty fun figure. And then our other synapsid is the Scutosaurus, one of the more odd Hammond collection releases that we've gotten. A lot of these quadrupeds are, and a lot of the figures recently have been kind of odd. The Scutosaurus is based off of the Lost World Jurassic Park playset version of the Scutosaurus. Yeah, it's a niche pool, but it's a cool figure. It's one of my favorites just because it's a bulky herbivore. People really don't like this figure. I don't get it. It's one of my favorites, but you do you, I guess. I love this guy. He's one of my favorites, but a lot of people do not like Scutosaurus. And then our most recent quadruped is another odd pick because it's like, who asked for this? It's the baby Triceratops. Now this is the Jurassic World version of the baby Triceratops, not the Lost World version. But it's still a cool figure. And it was another weird one to find, but I am glad to have it. And they all look pretty cool next to our Mussasaurus. The Mussasaurus is a figure, if you want a pro sauropod, it's the only one in the line, so if you want one, you gotta get it. I like the interchangeable arms, and I like that it can go between like quadrupedal and bipedal mode. I don't like the teeth on this guy, but the coloring I do like, the navy blues, and it's a fun figure. I do recommend it, especially if you're a fan of articulated dinosaur figures. Still, this whole wave is a bit of a letdown, in my opinion, so hopefully next Hammond collection wave has some more exciting figures. The only one I was super duper excited for was the Sinoceratops, and that is what we'll be looking at soon. So, hope you have enjoyed. I'll see you guys in another video. Hope you all take care and take it easy.